During his interview with Sean Hannity, Donald Trump has indicated that he planned on using one of the many weaknesses of Joe Biden to his advantage if he becomes the Democratic nominee. In fact, here is what he said about the tactic that he will use.
Now that you see Ron Johnson in the Senate and you see Ukraine investigating this issue, and then the other countries such as China that Peter Schweizer writes about in great detail, that Hunter, again, no experience, making tons of money. It has to be a campaign issue. How do you plan to use it, or do you plan to use it?
Well, to show you how crazy it is, it's not a campaign issue for the Democrats. They don't want to bring it up. They were obviously told you can't bring that up. So even people that are against, if you look at Joe, they're against Joe. They don't want to bring that up. That was off bounds. I watch certain reporters say that this is totally unsubstantiated, and we're sorry to even ask you a question. Anderson Cooper, then he asks a question at one of the debates, and it was so mild, and a ridiculous answer is given because there is no answer to it. Of course, it's corrupt. And so he gives a really bad answer, and they go into the next question. Nobody says anything. The other people that are running, trying to beat him, don't bring it up. That wouldn't happen with the Republicans, I can tell you. I'm not saying good, bad, or indifferent, but that certainly wouldn't happen with the Republicans. And, it's incredible. That will be a major issue in the campaign. I will bring that up all the time because I don't see any way out. I don't see any way out for them. I don't see how they can answer those questions. And maybe they can. I hope they can. I'd actually prefer it that they can, but I don't believe they'll be able to answer those questions. That was purely corrupt.
Oh, Jesus. Great. Awesome. If Biden wins, we've got 4 more years. I'm sorry, not even 4 more years. Because that's assuming that he even wins presidency. No, we've got months of Ukraine to look forward to. Great. Fantastic. And look, by the way, it makes sense that he would go in this direction. It is completely on brand and actually politically smart for Trump to do, which is why I keep saying it is the dumbest thing for the Democrats to want to support Joe Biden of anyone when you have somebody like Bernie Sanders who they can't mount these attacks on. Yes, they'll go after him. Oh, he's a socialist, he's a communist. Yeah, well, they also just said the same things about Barack Obama. The thing is that where Donald Trump was successful was corruption. He's successful at doing corruption, but he was successful in 2016 at calling out Hillary Clinton's corruption. And so this is the same thing, the same kind of situation as we had back in 2016. It's ridiculous. And look, does it look corrupt? Absolutely. It's not illegal. I've pointed out that before. Joe Biden did absolutely nothing outside of the law that was wrong. In fact, he was right to help get rid of that prosecutor, Victor Shokin, because guess what? Shokin wasn't actually going after corruption like he was supposed to. And so Joe Biden actually made the right choice because he was backed by the international community at going after someone who was refused to actually look into Burisma, right? That's the whole thing with Shokin. He gets in there and he doesn't look at Burisma and doesn't look at that corruption. And so they got rid of him and put in somebody who actually would. But Trump, again, that's why everybody's saying that there's no merit to this. But as far as Hunter Biden is gone, is concerned, is that he sat on the board. He got paid a lot of money for no reason. He didn't know anything about gas. I don't think he knows anything about business. And so why was he there? Because it's in order to try to get influence in regards to his dad, because his dad was VP at the time. And again, there's no evidence that the Ukrainians and Burisma got special favors because of that, but it still looks shady as heck. And so Biden should have been like, hey, look, that's going to make me look bad. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Right. And of course, Trump can play up this angle as he's done so very successfully before. Now, that said, Trump's got a nepotism problem. Well, I point it out all the time, right? What's Jared and Ivanka doing, right? Uh, Ivanka knows absolutely nothing about her position. And in fact, she has used that position to be able to sit in with meetings or on meetings with world leaders like President Xi in order to get special deals with the Chinese government and in other governments. So don't say that isn't a corruption problem. And I'm not saying there isn't a corruption problem inside the Trump administration. There's massive corruption problems. But here's the thing. Republicans don't care. I mean, a lot of these Republicans do not care at all about hypocrisy and about actual corruption, right? And the ones who do, by the way, who actually do care about corruption, because I think there are Republicans that agree, like, yeah, our government should be corrupt. We shouldn't have special deals with these, with people just be, based on their family name, right? Well, they get gaslit by Fox News and conservative media like Sean Hannity. So now what all of this comes to is basically Hillary redux. We got, and he, by the way, Donald Trump just promised it's going to be a big part of our campaign if Joe Biden becomes the nominee. Big part of our campaign. You know why? It's because it was successful last time. 2016 all over again, but instead of the emails, it's, oh, look at Biden and his corruption in Ukraine. You know they're doing it. You know they're going to do it. And because he says he's going to do it. Donald Trump's good at one thing. He's good at attacking his enemies, right? He knows how to attack, and he knows how to make the attack stick. And he also does corruption, right? He does corruption all the time and doesn't get in trouble for it. Why? Because he's Teflon Don. There is a reason that he got that name. He survived impeachment. He survived the Mueller report. He survived numerous investigations into him. Nothing sticks to him. And so it's a mistake to put up somebody who also has some obvious baggage and some corruption. And so you're going to put that guy against someone who has nothing that has ever been able to stick to him. Oh, no, it's going to be a slaughterhouse. It's not going to go well. It makes no sense to nominate a person who has this and other baggage. For example, working with segregationists during civil rights, that's baggage, right? You don't think Trump's going to attack him on that? You don't think he's going to nail him on that? Remember, Trump is shameless. He'll attack him on anything, even when he's even more racist. He'll still attack him on racism. So they're segregationists, right? During civil rights. Being pro bad trade deals. Donald Trump can hit him on that. He's very successful in hitting Hillary Clinton on the TPP. Not only that, Biden is on the record as saying he wants to cut Social Security and Medicare. Now, in Donald Trump's budgets, he has tried to cut Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare. But again, they have no shame. They have no hypocrisy. They don't care about their hypocrisy. So they will attack Joe Biden in that because Biden is stupid enough to have been on video saying, yes, I want a balanced budget amendment. And yes, I want to cut Social Security and Medicare. I mean, this is so stupid. You were handing the election to Donald Trump on a silver platter. And now, you listen to Trump. He's elated. He's going to go back to the crooked Hillary playbook because it worked. It worked. And then you add on to this, right? So Hillary Clinton, for all of her faults, she is a sharp person. She is a smart person, right? I think she's made some very stupid political decisions in attacking Bernie Sanders, the front runner of the Democratic Party. But you can't say that she isn't intelligent. She is very intelligent. And you can't say that about, well, obviously you can't say that about Trump. And now, at this point, you can't say that too much about Biden anymore. Look, Biden used to be super sharp, right? This guy destroyed Paul Ryan in the debates, right? As much as I disagree with some of his policy positions, like the Iraq War, which is another thing Trump can hit him on, his support of the Iraq War, even though Trump has his own problems there, it doesn't matter. He's got that right-wing media machine that's going to go out and say, oh, yeah, remember that vote on Iraq? Yeah, I was against that. I mean, again, it's a disaster, but even so, Biden is exhibiting at least what I think is some cognitive issues, right? I don't know. Some people are talking about I just pulled a Trump there, but yeah, I don't know. Is it dementia? Is it early? I don't know. Look, I have a family member that's going through something similar, right? And it's gotten to the point where sometimes she doesn't remember what she does 5 minutes ago. And so it's weird, And then you're starting to see, like, where am I? Oh, is that my wife? Oh, no, that's my sister, or whatever. Getting things mixed up like that. Not knowing that he's in New Hampshire, but saying that he's in Vermont. Doesn't know where he's at. I mean, so I don't know. Is that going to get worse? I don't know. I don't know. And it is kind of heartbreaking when you think about it, right? And the reason is because we know Donald Trump is vicious, and he's already gone after him for it. There are videos that his campaign has sent out with Joe Biden, not just with the gaffes, because the gaffes are normal, right, with Joe Biden. That's on his best days, he'd still gaffe and say ridiculous stuff. Now he's like, I can't remember where I'm at. Oh, no. Oh, no. You're going to have that. You're going to have the Ukraine stuff if you nominate Joe Biden. You're going to have, of course, every terrible vote that he's taken, and he's got a few, quite a few. Like I said, gaffe, and then some. We got all that to look forward to if we nominate Joe Biden, ending, of course, with the re-election of Donald J. Trump. Hear me now, quote me later, and I hope you don't have to, but you are handing the election to Donald Trump if you nominate this guy, and right now we cannot afford to do that. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.